Hello guys, today in this video, we are going to help you to find out the best student computer in market. I made this list based on my personal opinion and I tried to list them based on their quality, durability, customer review and more. If you want to see their price and find out more information about them, you can check our links in the description below. Number 11. Raspberry Pi 4 Model B. The Raspberry Pi ushered in a new era of DIY tech, and the $35 to $55 Raspberry Pi 4 Model B pushes that to new heights with a more powerful processor, 4K video output and an improved parts selection. While this incredibly affordable DIY PC is powerful enough to work as a standalone PC in a pinch if you want to install Windows on it, that's not really the ideal way to use this computer. Instead, the Raspberry Pi 4's real value for students lies in how many projects you can build with it. While it's nothing more than a fancy circuit board out of the box, once you kit it out with a power supply, monitor, and whatever input devices you prefer, you can turn it into everything from a tiny PC to a web server to a home media center or a retro gaming machine. If you want a ready-made PC for homework and papers, you'd be better off with another PC on this list. But if you want a cute little DIY PC board you can use for all sorts of cool student projects, you can't go wrong with the Raspberry Pi. Number 10. Microsoft Surface Studio 2. While it's quite pricey, the Microsoft Surface Studio 2 is the best thing around for digital art students thanks to a gorgeous touchscreen that drops down low for comfortable touch and pen use. The better than 4K display looks amazing. The touchscreen supports both the Surface Pen and Surface Dial and the design is top-notch. The design alone would make this the best touchscreen all-in-one for drawing, but the addition of best-in-class pen support takes it up another level. It should also be powerful enough to handle your coursework and a bit of gaming after hours because it has beefier processing and graphics hardware than the original Studio, as well as all solid-state drives for storage, plus an even better version of the Pixel Sense display that offers enhanced brightness and contrast. It's one of the best all-in-one computers we've seen, and our top pick for students who dream of being artists and media creators. Number 9. Apple Mac Mini with M1. Sometimes a student wants a slim, subtle PC to sit unobtrusively on their desk. For those students we recommend the Apple Mac Mini with M1. It's everything we loved about the Mac Mini, but now it's cheaper and faster thanks to the addition of Apple's custom M1 chip. While the M1 chip's lack of support for Boot Camp makes running Windows on this machine tricky, for students who prefer macOS this is a no-brainer. The M1 Mac Mini is the most affordable of Apple's new crop of Macs, and it delivers huge value for a decent price. You won't be playing the latest PC games or crunching huge video files with ease, but for most schoolwork, the Mac Mini with M1 should be more than capable enough. You'll need to hook it up to your own monitor, keyboard, and mouse, but that's par for the course when purchasing PCs. Number 8. Alienware Aurora R11. Sometimes a student just wants the coolest, fastest, flashiest PC possible. For those students, we recommend the Alienware Aurora R11 because it's currently one of the best gaming PCs you can buy, whether you go for a modest model that costs $1,000 or a mighty behemoth that costs $5,000. This gorgeous, highly customizable device features a slick chassis with a striking oval faceplate, as well as hardware up to an Intel Core i9 CPU and an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3090 GPU. The system can get pretty pricey, and the built-in Alienware software can be tetchy at times. But generally speaking, the Aurora R11 is built from the ground up to run the latest and greatest games at peak settings, and all that power also makes it a great machine for computationally intensive schoolwork like 3D rendering and game development. It's relatively easy to upgrade to, thanks to a tool-free backplate and a fair amount of space inside for additional RAM and storage. Number 7. Apple iMac 27-inch. The Apple iMac 27-inch is an expensive, powerful all-in-one PC that will serve you well if you're doing a lot of video editing, design, or photo editing coursework. That's because it sports a Retina 5K display, which has 5120 x 2880 pixels of colorful detail, as well as P3 wide color gamut support. It also has True Tone color temperature adjustment, which automatically shifts the color on screen to look best for the ambient light in the room. Inside the screen are some pretty powerful components, too, Intel 10th generation processors, AMD Radeon Pro 5000 series graphics, and perhaps most importantly, a 1080p webcam, a big step up from the 720p cameras used in older iMacs. Other highlights of the 2020 iMac included enhanced speakers and optional nano-texture display that reduces glare. All in all, it's a slick, powerful, expensive all-in-one that's more than capable of handling just about any schoolwork you'll face. Number 6. Dell G55090. The Dell G55090 is another great PC for students who want a solid entry-level machine that's very easy to upgrade. A bit cheaper than the XPS 8940 which leads this list, the G55090 delivers a modest Core i3 processor and NVIDIA GTX 1650 card for less than $1,000, which is more than enough power for day-to-day schoolwork. If you want more power for gaming or graphically intensive schoolwork, the G55090 can be ordered with up to a Core i7 CPU and RTX 2080 GPU, if you have the budget to spare. Point one of the G5's biggest selling points is its sleek, foolproof chassis, which is incredibly easy to open up should you want to swap out components over time. This makes it a great investment for a student because you have room to tinker with it and upgrade over time as your needs change. Overall, if you need a good, affordable desktop that you can make more powerful over time, the Dell G55090 is a great choice. Number 5. Samsung Galaxy Chromebook 2. The Samsung Galaxy Chromebook 2 is a premium Chromebook that's great for students because it offers a beautiful QLED display, great sound, and 8 hours of battery life. Plus, its Core i3 configuration provides a ton of speed for Chrome OS. We weren't as happy with the vertical travel in its keyboard, which is a bit shallow. This creates a slight learning curve you'll adapt to over time. But to get a Chromebook that looks this good, while that Fiesta red color option stands out in a sea of silver Chromebooks and PCs, plus, at $549 or $699, the Galaxy Chromebook 2 is a pretty great value. Number 4. HP 14-inch laptop. Take it anywhere. See more. With its thin and light design, 6.5mm micro-edge bezel display, and 79% screen-to-body ratio, take this PC anywhere and see and do more. Reliable performance for every day, powerful enough for your busiest days, this PC features an Intel processor and reliable flash-based storage at a great value. Powered up and productive. All day long. With a long battery life and fast charge technology, this laptop lets you work, watch, and stay connected all day. Integrated precision touchpad with multi-touch support speeds up both navigation and productivity. Make the most out of your 365, bring your ideas to life. Your creativity now gets a boost with Microsoft 365. Office, Word, Excel, and PowerPoint now include smart assistance features that help make your writing more readable, your data clearer, and your presentations more visually powerful. 1-year subscription included. Number 3. Dell XPS 13 OLED. If you've got a decent budget and want a compact, powerful Windows laptop that will last you through a few years at school, the Dell XPS 13 is a great choice. It's one of our favorite laptops thanks to its excellent performance, beautiful display, and svelte design. While the battery life isn't as good as some other laptops of similar price, it's usually more than enough to get you through a day of classes without scrambling for a charger. Plus, in 2021 Dell began offering the XPS 13 with a 3.5K OLED touchscreen option. If you can afford the upgrade, it's well worth the investment, as the OLED's deep, inky blacks, vibrant colors, and high contrast ratios really shine when mounted in the XPS 13's thin-bezeled Infinity Edge design. It's so good that it won the awards for Best Laptop Display and Best Laptop Overall in our Tom's Guide Awards 2021. Number 2. Acer Swift 3. If you want blistering performance at a budget price, look no further than the Acer Swift 3 with AMD Ryzen CPUs. This $649 laptop can outperform the Dell XPS 13 and even make a run at the MacBook Pro. It's really all about the Ryzen 7 4700U CPU inside, which trounces its Intel opposites in raw performance. We also like the Swift 3's clicky keyboard, which was comfortable to type on thanks to the springy feedback. You also get a fingerprint reader on the deck for quick login, and the chassis is made of aluminum and magnesium, not plastic. Our biggest beef with the Swift 3 is the dim and dull display. If that isn't a concern for you, the Swift 3 is an excellent choice at a reasonable price. Number 1. Dell XPS 8940. The Dell XPS 8940 is one of the best PCs for students because it's a solid entry-level machine that's small, quiet, affordable, and packed with components powerful enough to tackle any school project or play the latest games at a steady clip. The XPS 8940 is a great investment for students because it packs those powerful components into a low-key, unassuming chassis that won't look out of place in a dorm or office setting. And while the inside is a little cramped, there's plenty of room to tinker and upgrade as your needs change, and you don't need any tools to open up the chassis, you just need to remove 2 thumb screws and a side panel.